If AJ doesn't knock him out in the first round, in the second round, then he didn't really win the fight, even if he ultimately does win the fight on the scorecards. Do you feel that sort of pressure to not just win, Anthony, but also knock Jake Paul out?
Yeah, I understand. I really understand where they're coming from. I understand. I get it. I know the expectations and demands these fans have, and I respect it. If I didn't respect it, I'll be honest with you and say, nah, they're talking rubbish. But I do get it, because I hold myself in that same regard. So I need to do it. And that's my intention, to seek and destroy.
My voice cracked. I'm still going through puberty. The biggest fight of 2025. USA versus UK. He's got the belts, the size, the history, but I have the balls. Be careful what you wish for.
He would be incapable of going in there and holding back. I mean, I think the only thing that's a bit harsh is if Anthony Joshua doesn't knock him out in the first round.
Anthony Joshua sends a powerful warning to Jake Paul ahead of their fight, boldly stating that he won't just win, he plans to destroy Jake in the very first round. Joshua makes it clear that he has no intention of holding back. From the opening bell, he wants to apply intense pressure, overwhelm Jake with his strength, and end the fight as quickly as possible. His goal is to prove the massive gap in power, skill, and experience the moment the action begins.
Is there any clause that says you need to go easy on Jake Paul?
Honestly, I haven't seen that part, but no, there's no clause. I heard that he fought Mike Tyson in 14-ounce gloves. I heard that he was going to fight Javante in 12-ounce gloves, and then he chose to fight me in 10-ounce gloves. So there's no part. He wants to go easy. I think he wants to hurt me.
Michael Bisping has also joined the conversation, pointing out the obvious physical mismatch between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul. He emphasizes that Jake simply cannot absorb the kind of power Joshua generates with every punch. Bisping references Joshua's past battles with heavy hitters like Francis Ngannou to show how dangerous his strikes truly are. In his view, the difference in size, technique, and experience could make this fight extremely one-sided.
Joshua gets flatlined. Every single punch that was thrown was landed, and every punch that landed put Francis Ngannou down, okay? So to stand there and think that Jake Paul, who's much, much smaller, who has way less experience, that doesn't weigh anything near him, is going to have a chance, and not to mention the technical abilities. Let's just talk about that. Not to mention the technical abilities or experience. We're talking about an Olympic gold medalist, remember, from back in the day, who's then gone on to become a true British boxing icon, or a worldwide boxing icon, let's be honest, right? There's no way that he loses to Jake Paul.
Derek Chisora brings a completely different perspective. To him, this matchup isn't really about competition or legacy. He believes the entire event is driven by business motives. Chisora argues that fans shouldn't treat Joshua versus Jake Paul like a career-defining clash. Instead, he sees it as a major entertainment spectacle created for massive financial gain and global attention. From his point of view, the commercial purpose, not the sporting rivalry, is the real reason this fight exists.
AJ against Jake, but what sort of gulf do you expect to see?
Listen, we are in the game of entertainment. Either we're entertainment in the ring or on the football pitch, it don't matter. It's called entertainment. People are going to buy tickets to go watch Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua fight. You know, we're all entertainers, either way. So I'm happy. I'm so happy for AJ because he's doing this for himself. And you have to understand, you have to give so much respect to Jake Paul. You know, whatever he says, he makes it happen. You know, before he was like he wants to fight Anthony Joshua and people were laughing at him. And then suddenly it's happened and people are like, wow, what's going on here? You know, so kudos to that kid, man. He's very good at promoting everything he does.
Derek, do you reckon there's a bit of jealousy from other boxers and even like pundits flying around as well? Because even since it's been announced last night and today...
I know the biggest jealousy pundit you guys have, and that is Simon Jordan. I'm telling you right now, Simon Jordan right now, he must be suffering inside.
Eddie Hearn adds another layer of realism to the discussion. While many fans expect Joshua to deliver a dramatic first-round knockout, Hearn reminds everyone that boxing doesn't always follow predictions. He explains that even though Joshua is the far superior heavyweight, fights can unfold differently when an opponent moves, defends, and tries to survive the early minutes. According to Hearn, if Jake Paul manages to stay active through the opening round, the fight could naturally extend to the second or third. He warns fans not to pressure Joshua with unrealistic expectations, as such demands can take a fighter out of their rhythm and focus.
But yeah, but it's obviously scripted, isn't it? I'm like, no. One, that's illegal. I mean, this is a professional contest. Two, we would never sign up to anything that's going to make AJ look bad or devalue him, lose rounds, go loads of rounds.
Do you think there's any world in which AJ pulls back, though?
No, absolutely. He couldn't do that as a fighter. He would be incapable of going in there and holding back. I mean, I think the only thing that's a bit harsh is if Anthony Joshua doesn't knock him out in the first round, he should be ashamed of himself. I was like, Brian, give us two, like, or three. Because if Jake does move, he can look after himself. It's not like he's just going to get one shot round the arm.
KSI, famous for his rivalry with Jake Paul, adds intensity with his blunt and direct take. He revealed that he personally messaged Anthony Joshua, telling him not to let the fight reach 8 rounds under any circumstances. KSI believes that if the fight lasts that long, Joshua wouldn't be meeting the standard expected of a world-class heavyweight. In his opinion, the gap between Joshua and Jake is so wide that AJ must finish him convincingly. KSI insists the pressure on Joshua is massive because the entire world is comparing the two fighters on every level.
What's happening with that?
I couldn't give two F's about Jake. Do not care. I can't wait to see Jake Paul get absolutely starched by AJ. I messaged AJ and I said, brother, if this guy is able to get out that ring within 8 rounds, you haven't done your job good.
Did he reply?
You haven't done your job well. Yes. Yeah, I talked to AJ, bro. He said he's going to do a madness, yeah.
Would you get in the ring with Anthony Joshua?
No. Yeah, he's stupid. He's an idiot. He loves the fame and he loves the money. So ultimately, if you're just that money hungry and that fame hungry, you're going to just do whatever. You don't care what it is. So getting in the ring with AJ, he's there like in his head probably thinks, yeah, you know what? I've got this. Also, I'm going to get a load of money and I'm going to get a load of fame from this. But is it really?
Barry McGuigan, a respected former world champion, brings a much more serious tone to the discussion. With decades of experience facing dangerous punchers, McGuigan views this matchup with caution rather than excitement. He knows firsthand how a heavyweight's power can end a fight instantly. Imagining Jake Paul standing across from Anthony Joshua concerns him deeply. McGuigan believes many people outside the sport underestimate the level of danger involved when someone inexperienced steps into the ring with a seasoned heavyweight hitter.
You know, for those last 2 fights, that it is more difficult than he thought to boil himself down to 147. So it may be better for him to concentrate at 150, 154. But then you got Ortiz, you got Boots Ennis, and you got Brian Norman Jr. all in the 154-pound category. So it's a tough division. So it wouldn't at all surprise me if he's unable to win a world title because the opposition is good. But maybe if he boiled down to 147 again, he would have a better chance.
Last thing I want to ask you about, Barry, is the big news regarding Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul. One of the biggest quotes, 2 of the quotes that stuck out to me was that David Hayes said that fight could be Jake Paul's last day on earth. And I think Gareth A. Davis has described it as a freak show. Some people are saying, you know, AJ's grabbing the bag. There's nothing wrong with that because anybody else, if they got offered that kind of money, they would do it. So, and some people are suggesting he might damage his legacy. Where do you sit with the decision of him taking that fight? And it's a professional 8-round fight as well.
Yes, it's a highly dangerous fight for Jake Paul. I don't know what he's doing unless they have done some sort of caveat or some sort of agreement that he says he's going to go easy on him or he's not going to.
Another growing discussion focuses on how this fight might reshape Anthony Joshua's public image. A dominant performance could introduce him to new audiences and elevate his profile even further. That's all for today's video. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.